What's cracking, guys? Today was another fun slate of football. Kadarius Toney, though, surprised us all, catching 10 balls for 189 yards against the Cowboys. Not only was he productive, he made some plays on Trayvon Diggs, he made some big catches, he made some yards after the catch, he did a little bit of everything. He looked good doing it, and I guarantee you he's going to be the hot waiver wire ad in fantasy football this week. A lot of people are going to be clamoring for him. Honestly, I understand, but as of right now, we're going to have to take a look at the tape. First play we're going to cover here. Toney's at the bottom of the screen here. It's lined up closer to on ball here. We're going to go ahead and run this guy. Bam. Release. Pretty straight up. Honestly, it looks like he's just getting to a spot. We lose him here, but he's working his way towards the sideline. Danny Dimes is under some duress. He just chucks it. Look at the throw here. He's like, He's just chucking it up, hoping for the best. There's Toney playing a little center field here, tracking the ball, rises up a bit, makes the catch along the sideline. Just a good play. Good awareness. The money happens here. We lose him on part of the shot. The ball is just floating in there. The DB slips. He has good body control along the sideline. Catches it with his hands. Makes the play. Nothing bad you can say about that one. Release. Let's take it back to the start. Just getting off the line of scrimmage. Getting off where he needs to be. Nothing flashy here. Just getting to a spot. And just being aware of what's going on with the play. Because Danny Dimes didn't need to drop it off like that. But he was getting pressured like crazy. And drops the pass in. Drops into the bucket here. And he was able to make a play on it. Good job, Kadarius Toney. All right, next play here. Kadarius Toney's at the top of her screen in the triangle set there. He's off ball. He's the one closest to the sideline. We're going to go ahead and run this play real quick. So now he's coming off with his release. You see there's like a little hop step there. Little double step or whatever. Comes off. He's just getting to a spot. Drops the anchor. That's the plant step right there. Pivots out with good feet. Falls into the zone. Earns the target. Catches the ball. Here's where the magic happens. And he turns it upfield. Gets you yards after catch. This is where the magic always happens with Toney. He's just magical getting those yards after the catch. He's the yak guy. And he's just shifty. He reads the momentum of the players around him. He finds space. And he's got good short area quickness. And that's what you get with Toney. And here he's just reading the space. Just trying to make something happen. And also he's a very assertive player. When he gets the ball in his hands, he's trying to maximize those opportunities. Here he finds a little wedge between these two players. And he's going to do whatever he can to get through them. Almost gets the score. Gets tackled by the shoelace and is just dragging it out as far as possible to get as many yards as he can. This play starts off with him being assertive off the line of scrimmage with his release because he's just trying to get to a spot. That way he can drop that anchor, pivot out to the hole in the zone over here to the side, get the target, catch the ball, and now his objective is get upfield as fast as possible, drop the trailer, and fucking go. And this is what he does. Boom. He does a little dead leg there. And that's really just a cutover. If anything, he might be trying to manipulate 25 there, but really he's just trying to get space and get upfield, and that's what he does. Almost gets the score. Next play here, he's at the top of your screen. He's on ball. The play's kind of already started. Heads up with the DV. It's Diggs, and we're going to go ahead and start her. So we're going to have a little play action. And as you can see, as they're getting off the line of scrimmage, he wins. And this is with his short area quickness, him getting to a spot, crossing the face, efficient footwork, no razzle-dazzle, just straight, I'm going to pack my lunch and I'm going to eat yours type of deal. Gets even with Diggs here. They're getting downfield. He's already got him beat. Back this way. And I remember this clip on social media where they're showing his footwork from behind and how Diggs is chasing him. But they're showing the footwork at the end. But really where this is won is here off the release. And this is his assertiveness off the snap. Dropping that. Notice how he drops his hands here. His shoulders. You can barely see it. It's a little bit of blur. But that's him getting physical, getting quick, being assertive, getting where he needs to be. And Diggs just wasn't prepared for that. And he was caught off guard, and he was able to get ahead of him. And now he has to cut over. He does it over here, earns the target, and he's got space for days. Good space away from Diggs, and he's earned that early in this play. Around here, once he's crossed around the 30-yard line of his route, and Diggs is just struggling to keep up. Diggs does a good job like minimizing the damage, cutting it off, but he still gets beat. Good catch here by Toney. Gets upfield, and Toney's a dog with the ball in his hands. That's one thing you can give him. He's a dog with the ball in his hands. He's an assertive player, and eventually gets ran down out of bounds. But really, this play starts off at the line of scrimmage, and this is where it's won. It's won right here at the line. Just him just being more assertive, out physicaling, if you want to say that, being quicker, just being more intuitive to what's going on, and Diggs just not being able to keep up with it. And he wins right here off the snap, off the release, and then after that, he breaks downfield, and it looks pretty. But this is another good play by Kadarius Toney. Next play here, Kadarius Toney's in the slot at the bottom of your screen. He's got a DB heads up on him. I'm going to go ahead and run this. The release is... He does this little hop skip on some of his releases. He did that on the first play. He's doing that here. And I don't know if that is just a habit or is that on purpose. But he does that, and one thing you notice from his releases is that he's very assertive. There's not much cat and mouse games going on here. He's not getting in the guy's head. He's getting to a spot, and he's trying to get there as quick as possible and as aggressive as possible as he can. And he earns the target pretty quick. And he doesn't have his guy beat yet, but he's trusted on the target. They're allowing him to go up and make the play. And here he tracks it really well along the sideline and brings in the catch. This is a lot like the other catch earlier in this segment where the DB fell down and he had to adjust here. It's thrown behind him a bit. They must practice that a lot. And he's adjusting to the ball. Clamps down on it. Really good hands there. Away from his body. Brings it in. Gets the catch. But really... Again, he wins a lot off the release because he's assertive, he's quick, he's aggressive. He's a very aggressive player. Obviously, we saw him punch a guy in the face. He's an aggressive dude, but he's aggressive everywhere on the field. But getting off the line of scrimmage, being aggressive, assertive is where... I'm saying assertive, aggressive a lot because that's pretty much the storyline of Kadarius Toney. He's assertive with the ball in his hands. That's how he gets to the yak. He's assertive getting in and out of his breaks. He's assertive with the dead leg. He's assertive on the release. Like, I can't really say he's got special skills. I can really say that this guy's got a lot of dog in him. He's very aggressive with everything he does. He maximizes his output. And here, again, assertive off the line. This allows him to earn the target. They're just throwing it up. Quarterback's getting hit at the same time. It's just, I'm going to let you make the play here, Toney, because you've been hot today. And he does. He rises up. The ball's behind him. Makes the play. So, a lot of you are going to be asking yourselves, or a lot of you guys are wondering, should I pick up Kadarius Toney off waivers if he's still in waivers on my fantasy league. And honestly, right now, we're looking at a Giants team that's not looking very good. They're 1-4. They have a lot of injured players. Saquon Barkley went down with a bad ankle injury. Could be out for a short while. And Daniel Jones came out with a concussion. Wide receivers in and out of lineup. Sterling Shepard hurt. Galladay's had some issues. All kinds of random stuff going on. The thing about rookies, the thing about these young guys, when they hit hard. And if you got room to stash him, go ahead and try. Maybe he starts becoming the target leader the whole season. Maybe it doesn't. We don't know. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know things. But if we want to look at this more like maybe like a financial institution or a stock market type deal, I would look at him as a speculative asset. And he's an asset that could rise really high or not do anything at all. And what makes him highly volatile is that he's a young player on a team that's very volatile as well. So with that being said, this could be a transition point where he becomes a key focal point of the offense because he is the hot hand, and that could play into the whole season. He's been doing some good things. He's been aggressive. So he could be a player that you may want to take a stab at to have at the end of your roster. However, if he's not producing, you need to cut him, cut him. I wouldn't be married to him either. And again, if you got a good bench, you got a good bench of players, you don't need to get a speculative asset. You don't need to get a wide receiver that you're just hoping could blow up, but also has a big downside, then don't do it either. But if you're a middling team, you got players that are giving you goose eggs on your bench, or you don't like some of the players on your bench, you see him, and he's the flavor of the week. Since he's a younger guy, since this team is just in flux right now, it's okay to burn that waiver wire pick on him, just to see what happens. If we're talking about fab money, I wouldn't put too much on him because he's a wide receiver. You can probably pretty much stream those matchups. You probably have other wide receivers on your team. I wouldn't burn it all on him, but I would definitely look to roster him if I have a spot on my bench and I have a player that I'm more than willing to drop just to see what happens with Kadarius Toney. I'm not giving you a guarantee either way on him. I think it's a high-risk proposition. It's also a high-risk proposition that you don't look into him at all either, because there's a chance, because he's showing some good things, especially these last 2 weeks, that he can blow up on us, and he blew up this week. This could be a long-term thing. I said some negative stuff about prospect profile coming out of college because analytically, he's not really supposed to be a stud wide receiver from a fantasy football aspect. But again, since he has that first-round draft capital, he did look good his final year at Florida. He does have the potential to be a good football player. But again, analytics break all the time anyways. Analytics can be wrong too. So again, to go against that grain, don't be afraid to go after Toney at all. Again, if you're completely ignoring him, that's just as risky as picking him up on all your teams. It's a one-for-one deal. If you have room on your bench, get him. If you have players you want to drop and you're looking for someone to pick up, take a stab at him. Don't have any expectations. Just see what happens with Toney and reap the rewards if something happens. Drop him if he sucks. That's all you got to do. But I want to thank you for watching the show, sticking with me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Every subscription matters. It fuels me to keep putting out this content to help you guys out with your fantasy teams. I love going over the tape and the film with you guys. I feel like it gives you a different dynamic compared to many other fantasy football sites, YouTube videos, or whatever channels. I want to thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.